Fishin Affliction. Hello.
Well, Mom and Dad's grab the kids, it's time for the fishing show. Me and old Rusty's gonna go catch them down at the fishing hole. Well, you better stick around, cause you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Grab your hats, grab your baits, don't forget your poles. We're gonna fire up that old Ranger boat and head to the fishing hole. We're gonna try to catch a biggin'. Yeah, that's what we're wishing. Cause me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Yeah. Man, and we've got it bad.
We got that fishing affliction.
Just like me. Here, fishy, fishy here, fishy, fishy here.
Hi, Dan.
Well, we just left the Smoky Mountains,
Yes, Dan.
and we are on our way to go meet the kids of Maryville Middle School today.
We sure are, yep. And we're only about a mile from the ramp, mile and a quarter.
Great. Well, in order to be the big dog, you must do what it takes to be the big dog.
I gotta eat, man.
You do. You're going to be taking one of the, or two of the kids out today, and I'm going to be spending the time with the rest of the folks, maybe doing a little videoing and seeing what's going on.
Yep.
So tell the folks real quick how the bite has been.
Somewhere between awful and terrible.
With winning weights being...
Well, I just talked to some locals, and it was 10 pounds last week on one tournament, and they were third with 4 pounds.
Wow.
So that's a pretty tough tournament, but, you know, we'll see. It's always a new day.
Well, let's go do what we need to go do with the kids of Maryville Middle School today.
Well, folks, rise and shine. It's Fishing Affliction time, and thank you for joining us this morning time. Today, we are in for an inspired story that I hope touches and moves people to action here in the Nashville, Tennessee area and whoever else watches this. Today, you're going to meet the Maryville Middle School Bass Club and all the wonderful people associated with this nationally awarded and recognized bass club that follows a provided curriculum that the kids are absolutely loving. And folks, what a great opportunity to have a powerful, positive impact on the youth of America. So let's start off by meeting Mr. David Clark, the teacher that got it started, as he sheds a little light about the history of the Bass Club.
That group is the nucleus of what we're doing. Okay, they're with Little River Bassmasters, and when this deal started up 2 years ago, those guys called me and said, hey, let's merge together and do this for kids. And so without their help, guidance, we wouldn't be able to do this, and with all these great volunteers taking their time for kids and wanting to get kids involved in fishing, this would not be possible. So this is awesome. And we are glad that your child is here. This is going to be our third tournament. Last fall, the weather can be no more than an improvement. It was raining and a lot colder than this last time, I promise you. And the kids were here and they had a blast. Okay, and there was 24 of them. So we've had 24 that first one, 22 this past April for our spring one, 24 again today, and I would have had more. But some of them had to be in a school basketball tournament. I had about 28 kids signed up for this, and they all would have been here. So it's taken off like wildfire in our school, and we're tickled, and it is because of the type of parents and volunteers we have in this community. It would not work.
Well, folks, after hearing those words of gratitude from David Clark, it was time to get the Maryville Middle School Bass Club tournament underway. And the big dog, well, he was finding out just how tough the competition was going to be.
Big dog, we are with Carla, the actual Carla, not the commercial Carla. Carla, good morning.
Hi. Hi.
I want you to introduce your mom and dad to everybody in Nashville, okay?
This is my stepdad, Robert, and my mom, Wendy.
Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
We are here at the Maryville Middle Bass Club Tournament. This was the, third one, Carla? Is that right? Now, tell us a little bit about Carla's competitive nature.
She's real competitive, and I took her practicing, and actually she beat me, and she let me know about it. She got ahead of me, and she stayed ahead, and when I'd get within 2 fish of her, she just cranked it up that much more. And she's got a top secret crankbait I'd like to have.
Well, I tell you what, I think we'd like to have it too.
Yeah.
Because we fished yesterday, Big Dog. How tough was it yesterday?
It was tough yesterday, man. I think we ended up catching like 6 or 7 fish, but never had a keeper. Had a couple of pretty solid 16-inch smallmouth, but that was about it.
Well, I tell you what, the secret will be being wherever Carla's at today.
That's it.
Well, folks, it sounds like the Big Dog's got some pretty stiff competition here at the Maryville Middle School Bass Club Tournament. And in a few moments, we'll be meeting the teams that are going to be fishing in this great event here in the wilds of Fort Louden Lake. And speaking of in the wilds, let's go see some pictures from this week's
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild. Brought to you by Express Pull and Save. Your home for low price, self-serve auto parts, saving you money.
Well, folks, here's a picture and an email received by the Big Dog that I'm going to read to you. Rusty, I meant to tell you Monday, Jody Earhart and I picked up some of those Strike King Rage Tails after I told them about watching the show a couple weeks ago before the Home Builders Tournament. And you were right. Those Gunnersville bass love them on a tough day. Pays to watch Fishin' Affliction. Well, congratulations to Jody and Bob Colson. What a great picture. Folks, you can send your pictures to pics@fishandaffliction.com and be sure to visit the picture galleries at fishandaffliction.com and send us those great pictures, because maybe you'll see them right here on the big screen.
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild. Brought to you by Express Pull and Save. Your home for low price, self-serve auto parts, saving you money.
It's kind of like this, all over, like that.
Maybe kind of like if you kind of steady, and if you pop it a little bit, you know.
There's no way I'm going to do that. I believe it's like this.
Yeah, it's kind of like this.
It's like this. Then it's going like this. No way.
Kind of like this. The sexy swimmer, it's got action you can't believe until you see it. I'm kind of liking this.
Big Dog, where do you go when you need a gigantic selection of used auto parts at great prices?
Where everybody goes, Express Pull and Save in Laverne, Tennessee.
Conveniently located, Express Pull and Save offers a huge and continually updated inventory of vehicles for your automotive needs. Their simple, state-of-the-art customer service terminal will help you locate the parts so you can pull and save. From exterior parts like bumpers, taillights, wheels, and rims to those hard-to-find interior items such as switches, mirrors, and seats, the friendly and courteous staff of Express Pull and Save makes it so easy to pull and save, even if you're the Big Dog.
Hey, Big Dog.
What?
Pull and Save's on that side of the fence.
But don't you think these will look good on the Ranger?
Express Pull and Save, your home for low price, self-serve auto parts. Smyrna Ready Mixed is an established company that handles business daily with integrity and professionalism. Whether you're a general contractor, a professional home builder, or a do-it-yourself homeowner, SRM has all your concrete solutions. With several locations in the Middle Tennessee area to service you, SRM offers a wide variety of concrete mix designs, admixtures, reinforcing products, aggregates, and much more to meet the requirements of any construction project that you have. From the biggest to the littlest, SRM is here to service you with unmatched quality and service. SRM, serving you with integrity and professionalism.
The Tournament Trail for those who've got it bad. Brought to you by SRM, Smyrna Ready Mix. serving you with professionalism and integrity.
Folks, here's the tournament trail results from Mike's Saturday morning tournament held out at Percy Priest on November 20th, 2010. First place with 12.49 pounds went to the team of Hargis and Hayes. Second place with 11.94 pounds was the team of Hurt and Dickerson. Now, first big fish was caught by the team of Byrne and Holland, and it weighed 6.04 pounds. And the second big fish was caught by Yates and Yates, and it weighed 4.99 pounds. Thank you to Anderson Marina for sending that information, and congratulations to the winners. Folks, you can send your tournament results to info@fishandaffliction.com, and be sure to check out our ever-growing tournament archives at fishandaffliction.com. And thanks to Smyrna Ready Mix for being the sponsor of the Fishin' Affliction Tournament Trail. And now, back to Fishin' Affliction. Well, folks, welcome back to Fishin' Affliction and our coverage of the Maryville Middle School Bass Tournament. And before we meet the teams that are fishing in it, let's hear a little bit about what they're going to be doing when they do catch a fish.
It's got 3 names on it. It's got the boater name and the 2 fishermen. And one thing we want to do is the boaters, I want you to keep up with this card. There's a pen in the bag, and just write down each fish that each kid catches. And that way, we're also going to have a prize for whoever catches the most fish. I don't care if it's a crappie or a bluegill or a striper. If it's a fish and they get in the boat, then write it down under their name. And we're going to give away first, second, and third place individual weight. We're going to give a prize to the first, or whoever catches the most fish as an individual, and whoever catches the most fish per boat. So you are kind of working together on this.
Well, folks, after these announcements, it was time to assemble the teams. And the first team out of the chute was Team Big Dog.
It's going to be Rusty Rust, and he is with Caleb Hammonds and Jacob Rorick.
Well, folks, as Team Big Dog assembles, let's meet all the pairings for the Fort Loudon Lake Maryville Middle School Bass Club Tournament. Boat number 1, Andy Bill and Bo Branton with Colonel Tim Deering. Boat number 2, Tavon Russell and Ethan Smith with Ott Defoe. Boat number 3, Shane Cruz and Jake Newman with Mark Malden. Boat number 4, Peyton Sweeney and Jonathan Miner with Joel Whelan. Boat number 5, Laura Turner and Shelley Hawkins with Jeff Hawkins. Boat number 6, Carla Whaley and Abby Woods with Jenny Nevins. Boat number 7, Taylor Phelps and Dylan Compton with Don Phelps. Boat number 8, Zach Payne and Tony Thompson with Scotty Collins. Boat number 9, Caleb Hammonds and Jacob Rourke with the Big Dog. Boat number 10, Connor Davidson and Brandon White with Joe Lee. Boat number 11, Taylor Pierce and Holland Reed with Sonny Defoe. And boat number 12, Jordan Swatzel and Colby Burns with Matt Brown. And now that all the teams were assembled, it was time for them to get prepared for their day on the lake and to get a game plan of how they were going to catch some fish.
Big Dog?
Yeah.
Who's in the boat with us today? What's your name?
Jacob Rourke.
Jacob? And?
Caleb Hammonds.
Caleb. And who's this man?
Craig Hammonds.
How are you? I'm Dan. Guys, how are you today? You doing okay?
Yes.
Nice to meet you. Guys excited to go?
Yes.
Anybody cold?
Yes.
Big Dog, what's the plan for him?
Well, we're gonna start out with a red eye and a small diamond shad. Like all these fish are chasing bait, so we're gonna see if we can get them bit on that starting out, and might even start on some of them stripe, man. It's the most fish on part of this tournament, so we seen 40 or 50 coming up in one spot, and that can be the most fish.
Does that sound like fun?
In a hurry.
Sounds like fun to me.
That does sound like fun, doesn't it?
Well, folks, it looks like Team Big Dog is ready to get on the water, and they definitely have enough Strike King red eyes, don't they? But now, before they go fishing, they just need a little cooperation from Mother Nature.
David, what are we waiting for to kick this baby off?
We are still waiting. We're fogged in here, and we're hoping to get going here pretty soon when this sun pops out and burns it off a little bit.
But we're saying that it's good for the boaters to get introduced to
with each other.
The anglers and everything.
Exactly right.
We're
Safety
sitting in the
first.
car with.
Safety first.
Yeah, that's it. You guys having fun yet?
Yep.
I tell you what, I do know one thing. Y'all are warmer than the rest of the guys out there, ain't you?
Hey, now, if y'all want something to eat right now, Dan's probably got a full cooler in there somewhere.
Oh, I do have a cooler. You guys want some snacks? You guys want some cookies or anything? Peanut butter and crackers? Well, after a little bit, the fog burned off, and it was time to leave the warm confines of the Chevy Suburban and hit the waters of Fort Louden Lake. Caleb, who's the two warmest guys on the water right now?
Here's your jacket.
Well, folks, the boats are launching and it's time to do some fishing, and everybody is getting excited. And in a few moments, we'll be back with more of our coverage of the Maryville Middle School Bass Club tournament on Fort Louden Lake. But right now, let's go see what Miss Vic is cooking this week. In the Skillet with Chef Vicki Porter is brought to you by Cleepy.com, turning your precious memories into video treasures.
Welcome to In the Skillet. I'm Vicki Porter, and today, in continuing with my Christmas recipes, I know that there's never been a family gathering that I've gone to that someone didn't bring potato salad. And I have a new variation today that's perfect for Christmas. It's my red potato salad. And now for the ingredients. You will need 2 pounds of red potatoes sliced into cube-sized pieces, 6 boiled eggs, 1 pound of bacon, 1 stalk of celery chopped, 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 tablespoon of sweet relish, 1 tablespoon of spicy mustard, and 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese. First, cook your potatoes in a pot of boiling water for about 15 minutes. Then drain them and set them in the refrigerator to cool. After we let the potatoes cool, we're going to add the bacon, the egg, celery, and the relish. And we're going to get this all mixed together. In a separate bowl, mix together your sour cream, mayonnaise, and mustard. Now we're going to add our mayonnaise and sour cream mixture to the potatoes and get this all mixed together evenly. Sprinkle your cheddar cheese on top and let this cool in the refrigerator for about an hour. Then you'll be ready to enjoy this wonderful red potato salad. You can find this recipe at FishinAffliction.com. I'm Vicki Porter. Tune in next week to see what's cooking in the Skillet.
Hey, what do you think about these? Shaw Grigsby likes these, but Denny Brower looks awesome in these. You know, a lot of people don't know that Strike King is the #1 importer of packaged polarized sunglasses in the whole entire country. I've seen Mark Davis wear these, and I like them a lot. They're awesome. But you know what? Me, I have got to have my monsters.
For hunters only. Brought to you by Fishin' Affliction. For those who've got it bad, both on the water and in the woods.
Well, folks, several weeks ago, I showed you a few pictures of a big deer that was taken from my Bushnell game camera in the area that I was going to be hunting. And finally, when the weather was right, I was able to get in there for my very first hunt, and I want to share that hunt with you. Well, the first thing that happened that morning time were several does came in, and they got right under the tree stand. You can see that these are young, but the mom was right off to the left about 20 yards or so. And after about 40 minutes, they left. And that's when these 2 little bucks came in. Now, after they had a little sparring contest and this standoff, something else caught their attention. And as I turned the camera to look at what they were looking at, that's when the big boy came in. Now keep in mind that I'm bow hunting and these deer are not in range. And after they got on the ridge behind me and started walking away, I decided to do a little rattling sequence to bring the little, more aggressive buck in, and maybe the big one would be in tow to investigate. And folks, that's just how it happened. Today is November 7th, and it's about lunchtime, and this big deer came in about 8 o'clock this morning time with 2 others, and I tell you what, the thrill of the hunt has produced a big, gigantic deer on the Porter farm. I sure do appreciate you letting me hunt on the farm too, Mr. Porter. Thank you so much for taking those pictures too. What a big deer. Well, folks, what a blessing it is to have the freedom to hunt such a majestic animal in such a great country. Let's make sure that we do everything we need to do to protect our God-given right to do such wonderful things and to pass it down to future generations. And now, back to Fishin' Affliction.
It's time for Fishin' 101, brought to you by Maryville Middle Bass Club. Now here's Carla.
Thanks guys. In this week's segment we want to talk about using a pre-departure checklist to make your trip safer. Before leaving home, always check the weather forecast to see if any storms are looming and make sure a friend or relative knows where you'll be fishing. On your boat, make sure that your lights are working and you have enough fuel or know where to get some. Check for gas and oil leaks, cracks in your hoses, and tighten any loosened clamps. Drain any water in your engine compartment and don't forget to put the bilge plug back in. Make sure you have the required number of personal flotation devices and that they are in good condition. Ensure your fire extinguisher is on board. Check to be sure you have a fully charged battery, and if your boat has it, secure the engine safety switch to yourself before leaving the dock. Make this simple checklist a part of your boating routine and you'll be able to avoid most of the problems that arise when you're on the water. I'm Carla and this has been Fishing 101 with the Maryville Middle School Bass Club.
Folks, welcome back to Fishin' Affliction, and this portion of the show is brought to you by the ever-powerful Deca-Gel batteries and Kistler rods. Fishing never felt so good. Now that all the boats were launched and all the anglers were ready to go fishing, it was time for the opening prayer and the Star-Spangled Banner, sung by Miss Jenny Nevins. And folks, she did an outstanding job. You see, Jenny did not know she was going to sing, and she took a deep breath and she hit those high notes unlike I'd ever heard first thing in the morning. What an outstanding job. Well, folks, it's definitely time for the Maryville Middle School Bass Tournament to start doing what they came here to do, and that's go out and catch some fish. And as the fog is burning off and the boats are getting ready to leave, I want you to meet Mr. David Clark. Now, this is the teacher who was inspired to bring this curriculum into the Maryville Middle School system. And with the help of a great principal and school board, the idea has become reality. Well, if there's ever a mastermind behind it all, I'm standing next to him. This is David Clark, and this is the gentleman responsible for what's going on, the exciting things that are going on at Maryville Middle School. And David, thank you so much for #1 for contacting us when you did several months ago, and and providing the information and just getting us excited about what's going on. But I want you to let our viewers in Nashville, Tennessee, in that area, tell them a little bit about the Maryville Middle Bass Club and how it got going and just the things that are behind it.
Sure. Well, but in March of 2008, we started a new program in our PE curriculum where we actually teach the kids to target fish, and basically what that is to learn how to use a rod and reel. And these days there's so many kids that don't have the opportunity to do that, and we were fortunate enough to have some donations of rods and reels, so we started teaching that in our PE course. From that interest, kids wanted to try to start a bass club, and fortunately enough, the Bass Federation has a student angler program that we're involved with, and all our kids are junior members of that organization, and it went from there. Our first group last year was 29 members, and we actually won a national award for having the most new members to start a club in their organization. in the nation. So that was a neat way to get jump started into this program. And this year we're up to 32, and we're going to add some more kids in the winter when we come back off of Christmas break.
David, the curriculum is something that is in place, that is put there with a partnership with FLW?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you have all these wonderful things to pick from and draw from and to do.
Right.
And it just gives these kids a great direction.
Yeah.
And it's great. And then once a month you have your meetings?
We do. We bring in different, most of our folks are local anglers. Some of them fish FLW or the bass circuit that are in the Knoxville area. And they're willing to give their time to do these type of tournaments for us, and also come and speak monthly to our kids on different topics of interest that interest them, or they think that the kids could get some good improvement in their skills.
So, you know, it's interesting when you say an event like this.
Yes.
If we could see, and the camera will show it a little bit later, but you're talking about, what is it, 22 kids today?
We got 24 kids
24
and 12
kids.
Volunteer boaters.
Yeah, so and so overall, just close to 50 people taking a Saturday morning.
Yes.
And being a part of what's going on for such a positive thing, and again, making a great imprint on the minds of these young minds.
Yeah.
And not only from a male side of the boys,
right,
but also you had all of your girls, which were 4 girls in the class?
I've got 4 girls in the club at this point, yes, this year.
And they're all out on the water.
Yes. Yes.
Fishing.
Yes.
Been up since early this morning.
Yeah, and had to wait out we were fogged in pretty heavy.
You're not kidding.
And you know, the kids, they don't show that much patience in a classroom setting, let alone, but they were patient here with this because they were excited about the opportunity they knew they were about to get.
That's just awesome.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. Well, folks, there's no doubt that the efforts of David Clark, working in conjunction with the wonderful principal from Maryville Middle School, which you'll hear from next week, and all of the volunteers are making such a positive impact on the youth of America through the provided vehicle that's focused on the outdoors and fishing. That's awesome, folks. And it's not just the guys that are interested, as you heard. The gals are too. So make sure that you tune in next week as we have the conclusion of the Maryville Middle School Bass Club Tournament. And you'll hear the girls say,
"Who says girls can't fish?"
folks, thank you so much for tuning in this week to Fishin' Affliction. We sincerely appreciate your time. And thank you so much to our sponsors as they keep us going. Be sure to tune in next week to Fishin' Affliction, because there's no doubt.
Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that Fishin' Affliction.
And folks, don't forget to go to FishinAffliction.com to the online store, because that's where you'll find your favorite single episodes of Fishin' Affliction for only $5, or any of the season box sets for only $19.95. All of that at our online store. And folks, if you want to contact us here at Fishin' Affliction, you can contact us at Rusty@FishinAffliction.com or
Dan@FishinAffliction.com.
We would love to hear from you, so send us a line when you get a chance.
Man, and we've got it bad.
Rusty's catch of the day. I'll bet you anything. Here, watch it like this. Hit a strike king bait. Let's go.
Ain't nothing safe around me.